At the last track day, I ran into some cooling issues. After just a few laps of the engine living between 4,000 and 7,000 RPM, the temp started to rise. A few episodes back, I changed out the radiator to a brand new full size, knowing that the water pump and thermostat were brand new pieces. I decided to take things further and try to add some peace of mind and reliability to my engine and go ahead and change out the head gasket on this new to me, but who knows what the mileage was, D16Y8 engine. And that brings me to Advanced Cylinder Heads in Winter Park, Florida. Advanced Cylinder Heads is a full service machine shop with a general automotive repair shop attached to it as well. These guys do everything from rebuilding your entire engine or diagnosing and fixing an issue on your car to rebuilding a cylinder head like you're going to see in this episode. So the first thing they did was disassemble the entire cylinder head and go ahead and see what parts needed to be replaced, if any, and go ahead and get the thing ready for a general cleanup. Once that inspection was complete, I was actually pleasantly surprised. All I really needed was a set of new exhaust valve guides. Everything else looked to be in good condition. So before those valve guides go in, we were going to go ahead and clean up the cylinder head. This guy is Bryson. He really helped me out a lot. I really appreciate him. He did great work. So what he's doing here is putting it in this machine where he was describing to me that essentially he's shooting it with a baking soda type material. It's not super hard and corrosive, but he uses it to blast off any carbon buildup, any kind of dirt that's been sitting on the cylinder head. After a lot of that carbon buildup had been blasted off, Bryson went ahead and took the cylinder head out of that machine and went and put it in this, where he goes and gives it a nice hot bath.
Just cleaning up some spots I missed, like these little nooks in here every now and again. You get like little hard carbon spots, just stuff that doesn't always take off. So you hit it with this guy and then go dunk it in the ultrasonic.
Then the cylinder head goes into this ultrasonic machine where it's dunked into a bath of hot water. Looks to be between 132 and 159 degrees Fahrenheit. Once it comes out of the ultrasonic, Bryson goes ahead and puts it on this other bench where he then sprays it off one more time and then is blasting out all that extra water just with an air hose. So now it goes onto the workbench and is ready to go ahead and have the exhaust valve guides installed. Now Bryson said this is a very precise process, not so much knocking out the old ones. He just used an air hammer to knock these out here. But then when he's going ahead and putting in the new ones, it is a bit more precise, and you definitely want to take your time. So you'll see through these clips that Bryson goes ahead and uses the air hammer again to gently push in the new exhaust valve guide, and then he goes and uses the micrometer to check measurement and make sure that he hasn't pushed in the valve guide too far. He was saying that if you push the valve guide in too far, it's really hard to start wiggling it back, and it's really not recommended to be wiggling this thing back and forth. You just want to push it in just enough and get it in the right spot the first time. This is definitely where I recommend advanced cylinder heads. These guys took really great care in getting this done right the first time, and they sure did. Now this machine right here is called the new one, and this is what these guys use to do an amazing valve job.
You can kind of see, well, it comes up the chamber, little radius in, top cut, we have our 45-degree seat, and then it radiuses down in, and then a little radius out. This new valve job on it actually has a radius. You can just barely see, it's not a whole lot of it catching in there, but just enough. And you can feel the transition from one to the other. There's really no edge there anymore.
They showed me the difference while I was there from a hand-done valve job and then the difference with this machine. And it truly is different. It really is amazing how smooth and how precise the cuts that this machine can make.
Yeah, basically we'll go in and we'll change this profile here to get us the most ideal angles and transition from the chamber into the throat area.
So on my Y8 head, they are doing a 3-angle valve job, and they are going a bit more aggressive than what I guess a standard profile would be. So I'm really happy about that, and they were telling me that the top end performance should be noticeably different. So I'm really looking forward to getting this thing back out there and start ripping.
The next step would be to take the head out, flip it around, and start the intake side.
Let's do it.
seat up most of the way actually, but it didn't really give us the top cut or the bottom cut all the way around. So we're gonna make the top cut. So it basically just got done setting our seat profile. We kind of came down, skimmed this little cutter as close as we could to our seat angle to get us a starting location. And once the valve job started coming in, we just on screen adjusted our top and bottom cut to give us the best transition in that we can get.
Oh, which button do I press?
This guy right there. Just
Hey.
push it. Just give it a firm push.
There we go. And finally, once the valve job was done, it came off of that machine and went onto this bench where 1,000th ended up being shaved off of the bottom of this head and creating this beautiful surface that you'll see here. Mirror-like finish. It was amazing. So what's next, Bryson?
We're about to make this thing all shiny.
We're gonna make it shiny.
Yep, we're gonna make it look nice and pretty. This is a surfacer. So this holds a carbide bit and spins at about 12 to 1400 RPMs, and level the head out, and it comes and shaves off a couple thousandths at a time. Alright, so basically what this is, like, it's hard to get something level by eyeball or like with a bubble level. So like for us, the easiest way is to do 4 corners since we're dealing with a basic square. So what we'll do is we'll set about 30 to 50 thousandths of preload on this gauge, and I'll take a measurement between each individual corner.
Pretty much all of it.
Legit, this honestly serves no purpose but aesthetics.
For the few minutes that we can see it.
Yep. This is. Should actually breathe more and like operate more efficiently with the angles that we put in it, as long as the fact that it's perfect.
So I'm ready for high RPM.
High RPMs, lots of air, hell of abuse. It's gonna take it.
That's what we like.
It's ready. It's ready.
All right, you guys, got the cylinder to head back home. Let's open this thing up and check it out. And woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Man, it looks so much better. The guys at Advanced Cylinder Heads did such a good job. Man, I can't thank you all enough. This thing is so nice, man. Like, it is so much cleaner than when I took it off of the car. I'll insert the clip here if you could see. Just judging by how much this thing is cleaned up, it's just incredible to look at. And I just want to thank all the guys at Advanced Cylinder Heads so much for working with me on this. Jimmy, the owner of the shop, all the guys there, really nice. If you're in the Orlando area and you need any cylinder head work done or any engine work done, rebuilding, whatever, those guys can help you out, and I highly recommend them. I'm hoping to be working with them again. You all know that I have this guy, that old Z6 still sitting there, and I don't know, let's encourage them to work with me on rebuilding that thing. What do you think? So really, I just need to get a couple of gaskets coming for this, and then we're gonna get it ready to go ahead and put back in the car. And man, I can't wait for those videos. So that's what you'll be seeing next. So again, Orlando, Florida, it's Advanced Cylinder Heads. Go ahead and check them out. The link is in the description below. Phone number and everything. Go ahead and give them a call. They'll help you out, man. Tell them Robbie sent you. So thanks for watching. Talk to you in the next one.